That should do it. Okay. And back into the swing of things. Hey there, guys. Been a little bit, but yeah, that's fine. Obviously we're something's a little different about this. Ooh, that's a little loud. Something's a little different about this. This here splash screen. We're starting a new route today, obviously. And I do have to throw in a slight apology at the top of the hour. Nothing super bad. It's just the when you start a new game. How do I describe it? You know what? UBW just kind of jumps in the middle of like the first serious night in Fate Route. So I didn't want to have to go through all the retreaded ground. So I went ahead and found where I believe the first divergent text comes from. So we're gonna start there, and I do have some small announcements but that'll be towards the back. So without further delay, onward to Unlimited Blade Works. Saber, where are you? I searched through the dark. The moon is hidden, now of all times, and it is completely dark. But I hear something nearby. There? I run to the small road with no sign of anyone on it. It all happens in an instant. Saber is confronting a familiar guy in red. Saber runs at the man in red without hesitation, takes his guard down with one blow, and... It all happens in an instant. There's a man in red in front of Saber. The man in red is in an unfavorable position after being attacked by Saber, and he's about to receive a fatal blow. Behind them, the person watching Saber from behind, that man, is someone I know. No. I reach out with my left hand and call out. I don't know who the man in red is, but I'm sure Saber will attack the person behind the man after she defeats him. I can't let that happen. I can't let Saber attack her. Stop! Saber! I feel a sharp pain. One of the marks on my hand disappears. In its place, Saber halts her blow, which should not have been possible to stop. The silver armor hesitates for an instant. Using that opening, the man in red quickly gets away. That guy, I'm sure of it. That's the guy that was fighting Lancer earlier, that we saw in a different episode. Go back to it if you want to see it. It's fine. Then the girl behind him is... I don't want to believe it's so... But is it really? Are you insane, Shiro? We should have been able to defeat Archer and his master here, so why did you go so far as to use the command spell to stop me? What could I have done? I don't understand this situation at all. I stopped Saber only because I didn't want to see her slash at the girl who saved me. Master, please retract your order. If you act like this, I cannot defeat enemies that would otherwise be beaten. Saber readies the object in her hands again. In front of her is the man in red she could not slay. Turn that up just a little bit. A little bit lower. Futzing with sound settings. The stream. No, don't do that. To be honest, I have no idea what's going on. But the one you're about to attack is somebody I know. I can't let you attack. I can't let you do that. What are you saying? She is Archer's master. She is our enemy. So we must defeat her here. Enemy? She and the man in red are enemies? I don't care about that. First of all, I don't even understand this master thing you're talking about. If you're gonna call me master, you should at least explain to me what this is all about. That is true, but then... So that's how it is, amateur Master Sam? She calls out to me in a polite yet harsh voice. When I turn around, I see the man in red and the girl in her school uniform. I gasp. So I wasn't seeing things. The person with the man in red is definitely that Tosaka Rin. Tosaka Rin. How should I put this? Even I can tell that the man behind Tosaka isn't human. That thing is not of this world, just like Saber. Then, if Tosaka's with him, she's also... Huh? Oh, you know me? Then this should be easy. First of all, good evening, Emiya-kun. I don't know... Oh, shit. I don't know what her intentions are, but Tosaka greets me with a big smile. Huh? I'm troubled. When she greets me normally like that, I can almost forget about all these strange events and just greet her too. Are you serious? This isn't the time for greetings. You're... Yes, I'm a master as well. In other words, I'm a mage like you. We're similar, so we don't have to hide it, right? Mage? You're a mage, Tosaka? My eyes widen and I point at Tosaka. Oh. Crap. I don't know why, but she's looking at me with real irritation. No, that's not what I meant to say. I see. I get it now. So that's how it is, huh? Taking a look at us, she turns to the man behind her. Archer, can you turn into spirit form for a while? I'm pissed right now. I mean, I don't mind, but what do you mean by pissed? It means what it means. I can't calm down unless I make him realize what kind of situation he's in. You won't have anything to do until then, so go away. Saber won't be able to lower her sword as long as you're here. Man, how difficult. Well, I shall obey if it's an order. If I may warn you, however, what you are about to do is needless. Peace. The man quite literally disappears. Tosaka, that was... Let's talk inside. You don't know anything, right, Emiya-kun? You can rest assured that I'll tell you everything, even if you say you don't want to know. Saying this, she walks towards the entrance. Wait, what are you thinking? I stop her. And then, she turns, and the smile on her face isn't like the previous one. Are you stupid? I'm thinking about a lot of things. That's why I want to talk to you. Emiya-kun, it's okay to be surprised by a sudden turn of events, but it might cost you your life if you don't just accept it. Incidentally, do you understand that now is one of those times? It's fine if you understand. So let's get to your place. You're fine with that too, right, Saber? I'll explain things to your master in return for sparing my life. Very well. I do not know what your intentions are, but I shall remain myself as long as you're helping my master. Tosaka goes through the gate. She's super pissed. I don't know why, though. I don't know, but still. She's totally unlike the way she is at school. Oh, by the way, minor note, since this is kind of like weird and in the middle of the night, we're going to go until the next full day, or like we hit like an hour, whichever comes first. So, I'm in a strange situation. In front of me is the school's #1 idol, whom I admire, Tosaka Rin. And silently following behind me is Saber, who calls herself a servant. Ugh. Oh. It always suddenly feels like part of a different dimension. But I can't be a coward forever. I'm a mage, even though I'm just an amateur. Tosaka Rin is a mage just like me, is acting boldly, so I have to act firmly as well. But I can only work out a few things. First, about Saber who's following me. I'm sure she's some kind of familiar, because she calls me master, and I guess I have a contract with her. I've heard that a familiar is like a kind of assistant. Most mages transfer part of their body into something, and then summon it as another self. It is something that assists the mage. Consequently, it's commonly accepted that small animals are the most suitable as to reduce the burden on the mage. So I've been taught anyway, but... What is it, Shiro? I guess it's nothing. Saber looks human no matter how you look at her. She's clearly superior to me, her master. I don't have the magical energy to control someone like that, and more than that, I don't really have the magic circuits to summon a familiar. So Saber must rather be something else than a familiar. She said she's a servant. I don't know what that is, but I think the man called Lancer and the man in red with Tosaka were the same. Saber called Tosaka a master as well. I guess mages with a servant are called masters. It seems Tosaka's a mage as well, but I have no idea who she is. Not really, anyway. The Ime family are just outsiders who came to this town in my father's generation. That's why I don't know that Tosaka was a mage, and I'm sure Tosaka didn't know I knew magic. There are several mages in this town that I don't know about. If Lancer's the familiar of another mage, does that mean I've stuck my head into a conflict between mages? Wow, it's pretty big. I'm not used to the Japanese style. Oh, is that the living room, Emi-kun? Saying so, Tosaka goes into the living room. I should stop thinking. Let's just listen to Tosaka's story. I turn the lights on. It's already past 1 in the morning. Oh, it's so cold. Hey, the windows are all broken. I couldn't really help it. I was attacked by that Lancer guy. That was desperate. Oh, I see. Then you were fighting him alone until you summoned Saber? I didn't really fight him. He just kind of beat me up. Oh, so you don't try to show off, huh? I see. You're really just as you appear, Emi-kun. Tosaka walks over to the broken window. Tosaka takes a piece of the shattered glass, takes a look at it, and... Minuten von Schweilen. She cuts the tip of her finger and puts a drop of her blood into the glass. What kind of magic is that? The shattered glass recombines and restores itself as a matter of seconds. Tosaka, that was... It's just a small demonstration. It won't be enough to repay you for saving me. But I have to do at least this much. Well, I'm sure you would have fixed it even if I hadn't. But that'd be a waste of magical energy, right? All you'd really have to do is replace the window. But we don't want to talk in this cold, do we? She says this as if it's completely natural. But needless to say, her skills are beyond my comprehension. No, that's amazing, Tosaka. I can't do that kind of thing, so I'm glad you fixed it. Huh? Of course you'd be able to fix it. Handling glass is elementary. Restoring glass that broke a few minutes ago is like a simple admission test for school, right? So that's how it is? I was really only taught by my father, so I don't even know the basics or the elementary stuff. Huh? Tosaka freezes. Damn, I guess I said something I shouldn't have. Wait, then you're saying you're just an amateur who can't even run his own workshop? I don't have a workshop. Well, I guess I have that shed as my training area, but I think Tosaka would get mad if I called it my workshop. I'm going to ask, even though it's impossible. Could it be that you don't know how to handle the 5 main elements, nor how to make a pass? I don't know. Wow, that's scary. She's so beautiful usually, this makes her look pretty frightening now. Then what are you? Just an amateur? That's not true. I can at least use strengthening magic. Strengthening? That's an awfully odd magic. So you can't do anything other than that? Well, to be honest, probably not. Her glare makes me answer vaguely. Jeez, what did Saber get someone to a guy like this? Makes me mad. I haven't been playing around. I know I'm an amateur, but I don't think that matters right now. Well, I guess it doesn't make any difference. There's no point in complaining about what's already happened. More importantly, I have to pay back my debt right now. Josaka takes a breath. Well, I'll begin. Emi-kun, you don't know what kind of situation you're in right now, correct? I nod. I thought so. Well, it was obvious, but I had to make sure, right? It's only putting flab in my mind if I explain it to someone who already gets it. I don't know that that's an expression. I think that was a weird phrase, but I stay quiet. I think she'd still beat me up if I make fun of her now. To put it bluntly, you have been chosen as a master. You have a holy sign on one of your hands, right? On your hand or on your arm. There are personal differences, but there should be 3 command spells engraved. That is the sign of a master. On my hand? Oh, this? Yes, that is also a spell that controls the servant, so take care of it. It's called a command spell, and you can regain control of your servant as long as you have it. What do you mean as long as I have it? The command spell enforces unconditional obedience. That mark overrules your servant's will and makes them obey your command. There's no spell needed to activate, and it'll be activated when you put your mind into using it. You'll be killed if you lose all your command spells, so be careful. But I'll be killed? What? That's right. Masters killing other masters is fundamental in the Holy Grail War, and the master that kills the other 6 masters is awarded the Holy Grail. What? Hold on. I don't understand what Tozaka's talking about at all. Like, the part about masters killing other masters? And the part where the winner gets a Holy Grail? Wait, does she mean that Holy Grail? You still don't understand? To put it simply, you've been dragged into a game, a survival game between the 7 masters. A game called the Holy Grail War, a battle royale that won't end until you kill all the other masters. Josaka Rin states as if it's the most natural thing in the world. The phrases I heard swirl in my head. I've been chosen as a master. Josaka says she's a master. Familiars called servants, and a battle to the death between mages called the Holy Grail War. Wait, what is that? What are you talking about all of a sudden? I understand how you feel, but I'm just telling you the truth. Besides, you should already understand deep down, having nearly been killed by a servant twice, you should know you're in your situation you can't run away from. That's... I guess I was almost killed by that Lancer guy, but... Oh, that's wrong. In fact, you weren't almost killed. You were actually killed. I'm surprised you're alive again. Not almost killed, but actually killed. That's right. I was killed by that guy. I should be more surprised about the fact that I'm alive than about the situation I'm in. The wound in my chest, the escaping blood, the escaping warmth, and the pure voice I heard amidst all that. Do you get it now? That is your situation. You can't just run away because you don't know anything, but you're prepared since you're a mage, right? We are beings who kill and are killed. Josaka's in a good mood, maybe because she enjoys watching me be troubled. Yeah, I'm already prepared. But you know I was killed by Lancer, Tosaka? I wonder how she knows that. Damn, I got caught up in the moment. She's acting suspiciously. That was just a guess. Forget about it. It's trivial. Don't worry about it. Shut up. It's not trivial. Someone certainly... Forget about it. Your main concern should be grasping the situation you're in. You're one of the 7 Masters of the Holy Grail War. Tosaka turns her back to me and paces as if she's a teacher or something. Look, every few decades, 7 Masters are chosen in this town and are given a servant. A Master uses his or her servant to kill the other Masters. This is the ritual called the Holy Grail War. I have also been chosen as a Master. That's why I made a contract with a servant, and you made a contract with Saber. It doesn't seem like you summoned Saber yourself, but servants are given to Masters by the Holy Grail, so it's possible for an ignorant mage like you to be chosen as a Master. Tosaka's explanation is too brief for me to understand. But there's one thing I do wonder about. You say Saber's a familiar, but I'm not really convinced. Familiars are things like cats and birds, right? Well, I mean, I guess I hear some people use ghosts. But Saber has like a physical body. Besides, she doesn't look like a familiar. Remember, guys, due to the way visual novels work, this could have been someone's first experience. Just all this fucking jargon thrown out there. Anyway, I glance at Saber. Saber's quietly listening to our conversation. She looks just like a human being. I don't know her identity, but she's a girl about my age. Familiar, huh? Most servants are in that category, but they are in a different level. The girl over there is a ghost liner, considered to be the strongest of all familiars. Ghost liner. Then I guess she really is a ghost. Also, that sounds made up. A ghost, huh? She's similar, but Saber would kill you if you compared her to one. Servants are heroes of the past given bodies, beings surpassing humans, more like spirits. Heroes of the past given bodies? That's right, a legendary hero that was pulled from the past, or the present, or whenever, and given a body. Well, it's the role of the Master to summon them, and the Holy Grail does the rest. It's impossible for a mage to give shape to a soul, so we're assisted by a strong artifact. Wait, hold on. So a hero of the past means... what? I look over at Saber. Then she's a heroine from the past too? Well, it's true that nobody would dress like that now, but still. That's impossible. I haven't heard of any such magic. Of course not. This isn't magic. Think of this as a phenomenon created by the Holy Grail. It's impossible to recreate a soul and give it a body without it. Recreate a soul? Then a servant isn't a ghost. No? Haven't you been taught that all humans, animals, or machines that leave any great achievement behind get removed from the ring of reincarnation and sublimate into beings of higher rank? Heroic spirits are like that. To put it simply, they have been worshipped and made into artificial gods. Ghost magic, such as supplicating ghosts, uses heroic spirits to make miracles happen. But the servants are familiars made from the heroic spirits themselves. So they accompany you in spirit form, but if need be, you can give them form to make them fight. So you mean you can give them form or keep them in spirit form? That guy that was with you disappeared by turning into a spirit form? Yep, he's keeping watch on the roof right now. I think you could tell that from the battle, but the only ones who can beat these servants are other servants, spirits like them. Well, we can attack them too if they take form, so we might be able to beat them. But servants are all as strong as monsters, right? So we'll let monsters deal with monsters. The master usually supports them from behind. Except for when they don't. Tosaka's explanation irritates me for some reason. She calls them monsters. I don't know about other servants, but I don't want to talk about Saber like that. Anyway, someone who becomes a master must kill all the other masters using his servant. Do you understand so far? I mean, technically yes, but I guess I'm not convinced. To begin with, who started such a thing? And, like, why? That's not something I know about, nor should I answer. You should pose that kind of question to the one overseeing the Holy Grail War. The one thing I can tell you is that all you can do now is fight, and since servants are powerful familiars, you should use yours wisely. Tosaka says this and turns to Saber. So, from what I hear from Emiya-kun, you must not be in full form, Saber. You were summoned by an apprentice mage who has no idea how to be a master. Yes, I am not in full form, as you say. Since Shiro does not have the magical energy to give me form, it will be difficult for me to turn into a spirit or to replenish my magical energy. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you're in that bad of a state, but I didn't think you would honestly tell me. I was wondering how I ought to find out your weakness. I do not wish to let others know of my weakness, but I do not think I could fool you. It would be meaningless to hide our situation from you. So it will be better for us to tell you of our situation and to have Shiro better understand the situation he's in currently. The way this is written is not helping the way I talk. Correct. And you have a good personality, too. Jeez, I'm regretting it even more now. If I was your master, I would have certainly won this war. Tosaka clenches her fist in anger. Tosaka, are you saying I'm not fit to be her master? Of course not, idiot. Wow, she just said something like any normal person would have trouble saying. What? Do you have any more questions? And she doesn't even realize it. Wow. Her honor student image from school crumbles inside of me. Good going, Issei. Tosaka certainly sews no openings, just like a devil. Well, we're done talking, so let's get going. Tosaka suddenly says something weird. What? Go where? We're going to see the guy who knows all about the game you're involved in. The Holy Grail War. You want to know the reasons behind the Holy Grail War, right? Of course, but where is it? It's already late, so... Oh dear, hold on. I hate the way this works sometimes. Hello? How do you input capture? What are you working on? No, that's that. Ooh. What did that do? Shit. Let's just beat that for now. Desktop audio. What's it capturing? Fuck. Ugh, this is so scuffed. Properties? There we go. I need to check something. Hold on. God damn it. Config. Okay. That's all I needed to know. Anyway. Stupid fucking thing. Of course, but where is it? It's already late, so it'll be fine. It's in the neighboring town, so we should be back by dawn if we hurry. And besides, it's Sunday tomorrow, so it should be okay to stay up late. That's not exactly the problem. It's just that a lot of things happened today, so I'd have to rest and think about them. What, you're not going? Well, if you say so, but what about you, Saber? Just like I asked Saber. Hold on. This has nothing to do with her. Don't push that on her. Oh, you're already feeling like a master? You don't want me talking to Saber? That's not it. It's just that, what if you said it's true, then Saber's like a heroine from the past, right? So she wouldn't know about this time since she was just summoned. So... Shiro, that's dumb and wrong. Servants can adapt at any time. So I know a lot of... Oh, shit. Sure, that is incorrect. Servants can adapt at any time, so I know a lot about this age as well. Wait, really? Yes, this is not the first time that I've been summoned at this age. What? No way! What are the chances of that? Wait, Tosaka's a surprise too? So that must mean Saber said something incredible. Shiro, I agree with her. Shiro, I agree with her. You lack experience as a master. As a servant making a contract with you, I want you to become stronger. Saber stares at me silently. It's a gentle stare that's worried not for herself, but for me. Okay, I guess I'll go. So, where is this place, Tosaka? It's a place we can come back from, right? Of course. We're heading to Kodomine Church in the neighboring town. That's where the false priest, the one who oversees the battle, is living. Tosaka makes an evil smile. Looks like she's having fun dragging me around while I don't know anything. It might be prejudice, but I'm beginning to feel like there's a problem with her personality. We walk through the nighttime town. It's past 1 in the morning, and there's no one out at this time. The lights in the houses are out, and the only street lamps illuminate the silent town. Hey, Tosaka, are you planning to walk to the neighboring town? Yeah, the buses and trains have stopped running. A walk at night is good once in a while, right? I see. Then if you don't mind me asking, do you know how long it takes to get there? Well, it should take about an hour on foot. If it gets late, we can always call a taxi. I won't waste that kind of money. And besides, what I mean is, it might be dangerous for girls to walk around at a time like this. You know it's dangerous, right? I won't be responsible if something happens. Don't worry, no one's gonna mess with us. You may be forgetting, but Saber's really strong. Oh. Yeah, I guess she's right. Whoever it is, if someone attacks her, they'll be counterattacked viciously. There's Saber and her neon yellow rain slicker. Rin, what is Shiro saying? I do not quite understand. Huh? Well, he was just making a big misunderstanding. Or being stupid. He's saying he'll help us if some pervert appears. What? Shiro is my master. I should be protecting him instead. I don't think he's thinking about that sort of thing. He seems unconcerned about mages and servants and all. I kinda wonder what's going on in his head. Oh great, the girls are making fun of me. Tosaka and Saber know each other well enough to talk to each other. Saber's been silent ever since I stopped her from going out just like she was. She said she wouldn't take off her armor, so I made her wear the raincoat. She's been quiet ever since. Now she just kinda follows me, only speaks to Tosaka. Wait, where are you going, Amy-kun? Isn't that the wrong way? We need to get to the bridge, right? Then this will be a shortcut. I don't want to walk alongside them, so I quickly make my way to a small side road. They follow me without objection. Shiro doesn't want to be seen walking around with 2 girls. We come out into a park. We have to cross that bridge in order to go to the neighboring town of Shinto, but... Wow, I didn't know about this road. I see. Since you can get from the bridge to the park, all you have to do is head for the park. Maybe it's just because it's nighttime. Tosaka's face looking up at the bridge seems even more beautiful than at school. I'm troubled. Let's go. We didn't come here to play around. I hurry Tosaka, who's standing still in the park, and make my way up the stairs. Once we reach the road alongside the bridge, Shinto will be straight ahead of us. There's no one on the bridge. That's only natural, as not many people use it even during the daytime. It's more normal to use the bus or the train to get to the neighboring town, so the bridge is rarely used. It's because it's so long and carries a fear that it might collapse on you. That must be why this place isn't used for dates, even though it's perfect location-wise. That's stupid. What am I thinking? Saber's following me silently until Sokka's walking right behind me. Trying to ignore them, I hurry across the bridge. Beyond the bridge, Tosaka leads us into the suburbs. When I think about Shinto, only office buildings in front of the station come to mind, but beyond those, the streets are very old. The suburbs are the oldest of all. There's hilly roads and a lofty view overlooking the sea. As you go farther up the hill, there are fewer buildings, and the foreigner cemetery built on the slope can be seen. The church is up there. You must have been there at least once, right? No. I know it used to be an orphanage, though. I see. It'll be your first time today. You should prepare yourself. The priest there is a difficult man to deal with. Jessica starts up the hill. Looking up, I can see a building at the top of the hill. A church atop the hill. I never thought I'd visit God's house for the first time for a reason like this. Wow, this is really awesome. The church is magnificent. The church's grounds must cover the whole top of the hill. A flat expanse welcomes me as soon as I reach the top. The church isn't that big, but it's a compelling towering over its visitors. Shiro, I shall remain here. What? Why? I can't just leave you when you come up together. I did not come for the church. I followed to protect you. If your destination is the church, you should not go any farther. So I shall wait here until you return. Saber says clearly. It doesn't seem like she'll budge an inch, so I decide to respect her decision. Alright then. I guess we'll be going. Yes, please do not let your guard down, regardless of who you are facing, Master. Wow, that's bright. What a break. It's a large, impressive chapel. Since it's big, many people come here during the day. The priest here must be quite distinguished if he's entrusted with such a church. Hey, Tosaka, what kind of person is the priest here? It's kind of hard to explain. I've known him for 10 years, but I still can't grasp his character. You've known him for 10 years? That's a pretty long relationship. Is he like a relative of yours or something? He's not my relative, but he is my guardian. On top of that, he is my senior as an apprentice, and my second teacher. Senior as an apprentice? You mean apprentice as a mage? That's right, but why are you so surprised? Because he's a priest. Aren't priests forbidden from using magic? By their nature, a mage and the church cannot be in harmony. The organization that mages belong to is called the Mages Association. And the other side of religion, the side you wouldn't want to see while living a normal life, is called the Holy Church. The two are barely similar. They cooperate on the surface, but they're always trying to kill each other when given the chance. The church hates heretics. They totally eliminate the inhuman, and they count magic using humans among their targets. For the church, miracles are only given to Miracles are only given to holy saints. I don't know where I was getting by. Any miracles performed by other people are heresies. There are no exceptions, even for those within the church. The higher one rises in the church, the more one is prohibited from the impurity of magic. As a follower entrusted with a church like this, the more divine protection one receives, the more one should stay away from magic. First of all, is the priest here on our side? Yes, he's the one supervising the Holy Grail War after all. He's a real agent. Well, I don't know if he has divine protection though. Tosaka's footsteps echo as she approaches the altar. It's bad manners to do that when the priest isn't here, but it's so late at night. He won't be in the chapel, so if he's anywhere, it'll be in the private room in the back. So who is this priest? You said a name like Kodamine before. I asked Tosaka while following her. Tosaka stops in front of the altar and turns to me with an uncomfortable expression. His name is Kodamine Kyrie. He's a student from my father, and we've had an inseparable relationship for 10 years now. Well, I wish I'd never met him, though. I feel the same way. I did not want an apprentice who does not respect her teacher. A footstep. He must have noticed our entry as he slowly appears from the other side of the altar. You didn't answer my repeated calls, and now you bring a strange guest. So he is the 7th one, Rin? Right. He's a mage, but he's pretty much a beginner, so I couldn't let him be. I believe it is the rules to report here when one becomes a master, right? It's a rule you invented, but I'll follow it this time. Very well. Then I must thank this young man. The priest called Kodamine slowly turns to me. Without realizing, I step back. He's not scary, and I don't really feel any hostility from him. But this priest still has a presence that makes the air around him feel heavy. I am Kodamine Kyrie, the one entrusted with this church. What is your name, 7th Master? Emiyashiro. But I haven't agreed to this master thing yet. I glare back at the priest, trying not to lose against his presence. Emiyashiro. Huh? The weight on my back turns into a chill. The priest slowly smiles as if he's met someone pleasant. That smile makes me... I thank you, Emiya. You have brought Rin here. If it were not for you, she would not have come. The priest makes his way towards the altar. Totosaka moves away from the altar and stands beside me. Then let us start. Emiyashiro, you are Saber's master, correct? That's wrong. Certainly I have made a contract with her, but I don't understand this whole Master or Holy Grail War thing. If a master should be a proper mage, then you should go and choose a better person. I see. This is serious. Does he really know nothing, Rin? I told you he's a beginner. Train him from the very first steps, will you? He's really good at that, right? Totosaka urges the priest. Oh, I see. That's how it is, huh? I understand. This is the first time you have ever depended on me. Emiyashiro, I could never thank you enough. Father Kodamine laughs. The conversation makes me feel uneasy. First, let us correct your misunderstandings. Listen, Emiyashiro. Master is not a role you can give to someone else, nor is it something that you can stop being once you are chosen. Those who have the command spells carved upon them cannot resign from being a master. You must accept that fact. Why not? The command spell is a holy mark. Becoming a master is a trial placed upon you. You cannot escape it just because it is inconvenient. You cannot be released from that pain until you obtain the Holy Grail. If you wish to retire from being a master, all you can do is obtain the Holy Grail and wish for it. If you do that, everything will be as you desire. Emiyashiro. Your wishes, even cleaning out all the mud from inside you, is possible. Yes, it is even possible to start everything over again. Therefore, you should desire it. Oh, no, I see. If the time comes, you will appreciate being chosen as a master. If you wish to erase those burns that cannot be seen, all you have to do is accept that holy mark. What? I feel dizzy. The priest's words don't make any sense. They just confuse me more and more as I listen. But still, his words soak into my brain and clot like blood. Kyrie, don't go off topic. I asked you to tell him the rules. I didn't ask you to open up his old wounds. A voice cuts in. Tosaka? That clears up my dizzy head. I see. It is pointless to say anything to these kinds of people. So I was trying to take away his mortality while he still is misunderstood. I guess that is true that compassion is not good for others. And I rather enjoyed it too. What? Does it do you good to help him? Of course. Helping people means saving yourself in the end. Well, it won't do any good to preach to you now. So, let us return to the main topic. Amiya Shiro. The battle you have been dragged into is called the Holy Grail War. Have you learned from Rin that this is an all-out war between 7 masters using 7 servants? I did. It's some ridiculous thing where 7 masters kill each other, right? Indeed. We are not committing these inhuman acts because we want to. Everything is a ritual to determine who is the most suitable to receive the Holy Grail. Because of its greatness, we require trials to determine its owner. What trials? I'll bet this priest doesn't even think of the Holy Grail War as a thing, as a trial. Hold on, you keep saying Holy Grail War, but like, what is it? You can't possibly mean the actual, literal Holy Grail, right? The Holy Grail. A chalice said to have received the blood of Christ. It's considered to be the greatest holy relic, and said to be capable of many miracles. The most common legend about it is the one who obtains the Holy Grail will obtain the world. But it's just a myth. After all, the Holy Grail itself is pretty much something that exists but doesn't exist. A Holy Grail that makes wishes come true definitely appears in many folklore and legend around the world. But, I mean, that's it. A fictional power that doesn't exist and isn't possible, that's the Holy Grail. So answer me, Kodamine Kyrie. Is the Holy Grail you're talking about really the Holy Grail? Of course, the Holy Grail that appears in this town is real. As proof, the great miracle of the 7 servants has occurred. Summoning and controlling past heroes. No, a miracle close to resurrecting the dead is almost sorcery, true magic. A Holy Grail with this much power shall grant its owner unlimited power. The object's unreality is worthless in front of that truth. So he means that even if it's a fake, it doesn't matter if it has powers. If it has powers, that will overwhelm even the true Holy Grail War. The Holy Grail. Fuck. It just rolls off the tongue too easily now. Alright, let's assume there really is a Holy Grail. Then why is it required to do something like the Holy Grail War? There shouldn't be... we shouldn't be killing each other if the Holy Grail exists. If the Holy Grail's so great, we can just, like, share it. That is a fair argument, but we do not have such freedom. Only one person can obtain the Holy Grail. That is not something we choose, but what the Holy Grail has decided. The Holy Grail decides the 7 masters and summons the 7 servants. As I have said, it is a ritual. The Holy Grail chooses the people suitable to obtain it, and selects its appropriate owner by making them fight for it. That is the Holy Grail War, the ritual where those chosen by the Holy Grail slay each other to obtain it. The priest speaks plainly. I have no rebuttal and look down at my left hand. There's the mark they call the command spell. I guess as long as I have this mark, I can't quit being a master. I'm not convinced. Even though only one person can be chosen, I don't really like the idea that all we can do is kill the other masters. Huh? Hold on. You're misunderstanding if you think that you have to kill them. There's no need to kill the masters. Just like a tap on my shoulder and says something unexpected. You literally said they have to kill each other. Konomine said it too. You will kill each other. You be quiet, Kyrie. Now the Holy Grail is in this town in spirit form. It's not something physical, so we have to call it forth with a special ritual. We have to materialize it. We can call for it as mages, but since it's in spirit form, we cannot reach it. Do you understand what that means? Yeah, I guess. Only spirits can touch other spirits, right? Oh, that's why you need the servants. Exactly. To put it simply, the goal of the Holy Grail War is to eliminate all the servants, except your own. So there's no rule that says you have to kill the masters. Well, she could have told me that earlier. Honestly, Tosaka this priest was being mean. Teasing me like that. Now I'm just relieved. So even if we enter this Holy Grail War, Tosaka's not going to die. I see. I guess that is one way to think. Then let me ask you, Emiya Shiro. Do you think you can beat your own servant? Beat Saber? That's a game. Also, that's impossible. Magic's useless against her, and she is very skilled with her sword. Then let me ask you one more thing. It is a boring question, but do you think you are superior to your servants? What's he saying? I can't beat Saber, so there's no way I'm superior to her. For this question, my answer will always be that I'm weaker than my servant, so... That is right. Servants are hard to defeat, even with a servant. So what should you do? See, it is such a simple solution. Servants can only exist with a master. No matter how powerful the servant is, the servant will disappear if the master dies. So... That's right. I guess it is a natural solution. No one would choose to take the hard way. If you want to win, the most effective way to kill the servants would be to kill the masters instead. Okay, I understand that killing a master is an effective way to eliminate the servants. But then if the servant gets killed, does that mean someone's not a master anymore? Only servants can touch the Holy Grail, right? So there's no point to a master that doesn't have a servant. No, the right to be a master still remains as long as you have the command spell. A master is a mage that can form a contract with servants. As long as you have the command spell, you can form a contract with servants. The servants... Doing his voice makes me yawny. The servants whose masters are killed do not disappear right away. Shit, fuck. They can stay in this world until their magical energy runs out. If such abandoned servants exist, a master with no servant can form a contract with them. That will allow them to rejoin the war. This is why masters kill other masters. Because if you allow them to live, there is a risk that they will impede you in the future. So then, like, what if you use up your command spell? Then you won't be able to form a contract with other servants, and the freed servant will go off somewhere else too. Wait, that's... Yes, you're right. If you use up your command spell, you will be liberated from your duty as a master. However, I do not think a mage exists in the world that will waste a command spell that allows them to use such powerful magic. If there exists such a mage, he isn't even an amateur, but just a chicken. The priest laughs as if he knows I'm thinking about. I'm annoyed. The priest is making fun of me. I think he's trying to provoke me. His tone of voice pisses me off. You must understand now, so we will finish the explanation of the rules. Well then, let us return to the beginning. Emiya, Shiro. You say you have no intention of being a master. Do you still feel that way? If you want to abandon your responsibility as a master, that is fine too. As you have realized, you may use up your command spell to end your contract with Saber. In that case, I will guarantee your safety until the Holy Grail War ends. Hold on. Why do you have to guarantee my safety? I can protect myself. I do not have enough free time to take care for you either, but this is one of the rules. I have been dispatched to supervise the repeating Holy Grail War. That is why I must minimize the victims of the war. Protection of mages who lost their claims to being a master is one of my biggest responsibilities as supervisor. Repeating Holy Grail War? Hold on. Repeating? Does he mean this kind of battle has happened many times before? What do you mean? The Holy Grail War didn't just, start now? Of course not. Do you think a supervisor would have been dispatched if it were so? It is the duty of the Church to recover the holy relics, as we are the lowest of the special agencies. Originally, it was our goal to research and recover the true cross, but here we have a duty to investigate the Holy Grail. We have to investigate the 726th Holy Grail that has appeared in this far eastern land. We must recover it as real and disprove it if it is not. 726? That many Holy Grails? Who knows? It just means that there have been at least that many things that seemed like one. And one of those is the Holy Grail from the Holy Grail War observed in this town. According to its records, it is said that the first battle occurred about 200 years ago. Since then, the battles between masters have been repeating in a cycle of about 60 years. This is the 5th Holy Grail War. Since the last one was 10 years ago, this will be the shortest cycle yet. What? Are you guys insane? You guys have repeated this thing 4 times already? Shit. I feel the same way. As you said, people have repeated this event many times. Yes. In the past, the Holy Grail Wars were terrible. Masters were driven by their desires, forgot their teachings as mages, and just killed each other indiscriminately. I think you already know, but it is the highest crime of a mage to use his magic in public. A mage cannot allow his identity to be revealed to society. But masters in the past have violated that. The Mages Association dispatched a supervisor to caution them, but they only made it in time for the 3rd Holy Grail War. The one dispatched then was my father. Do you understand now, boy? Yeah, I understand we need a supervisor. But from what you said, isn't this Holy Grail War fundamentally Like bad? Oh, how so? Because the past mages were people who'd break the rules of the mages, right? Well, let's say this Holy Grail thing really exists. What will you do if the only one who remains is someone who uses the Grail selfishly? It's bad if such a thing is obtained by someone who has no problem killing others. If it's the job of the association to look after mages, then shouldn't you guys be punishing those kinds of people? I question, with a little hope. But as I expected, Kodamine Kyrie laughs. Of course not. There are no mages who will act outside of their own interests. We only supervise the rules of the Holy Grail War. We do not care about what happens afterwards. The Association is not concerned about the kind of person that obtains the Holy Grail. That's ridiculous. What if the master who gets the Holy Grail War is like shit? Rolls off the tongue too well. What if the master who gets the Holy Grail is the worst guy possible? It'd be problematic, but we can do nothing. We can do nothing. It is the Holy Grail that chooses its owner, and we do not have the power to stop a master who has been chosen by the Holy Grail. It is the Grail that makes wishes come true, after all. The one who obtains it will be able to do as he pleases. But if you do not want that, then all you have to do is win it yourself. That is the most reliable way, isn't it? Kodamine is trying to hold back his laughter. It's like he's enjoying my clumsy inability to accept the facts. What's wrong, boy? I think that was a good idea. Will you not accept it? That's none of your business. Anyway, I don't really have any reason to fight. I'm not interested in the Holy Grail, and I don't feel like a master yet if you say I am. Oh, so you are not concerned about what the winner of the Holy Grail would do, even if it leads to disaster? I mean, I guess that's... I can't answer that question. Shut up, Kodamine. His words hurt. They force the truth into me, whether I want it or not. That is fine, if you have no reason to fight. So you are not troubled by what happened 10 years ago? 10 years ago? That's right. At the end of the last Holy Grail War, an unsuitable master touched the Holy Grail. I do not know what that master wished for. All I know are the results of the disaster that came after. For an instant, that image of hell flashes inside my head. Hold on. That can't be. It is. It is an event that everybody in this town knows about. Emiya Shiro. 500 killed or wounded. 134 buildings incinerated. That inferno, still unexplained, is the remains of the Holy Grail War. I feel sick. Oh, my vision blurs. Ooh, I lose concentration, and I can't focus my eyes. My body stumbles. But I hold myself firm. I hold on to consciousness by clenching my teeth. I hold back my nausea with the anger boiling up inside me. Emi-kun, what's wrong? You're pale white. I know it's not a comfortable story, but if you want, we can take a rest for a while. I must have looked terrible. I think it's very rare for Tosaka to be worried like that. Don't worry. I feel better after seeing your weird face. Hey, just what's that supposed to mean? Oh, I wasn't implying anything. I meant it literally, so don't worry about it. Well, fine. Hey, that's worse, you idiot! The school's #1 honor student, Tosaka Rin, smacks me in the head. That does it. Let the nausea and anger go away. Whew, okay. Thanks, you really did help. So don't bully me around too much. I've got a few more things I want to ask about. She looks like she hasn't hit me enough, but she lets me continue. Oh, you still have questions? Alright. Let out everything you want to say. You should know what I want to ask, yet he asks me to go on. Fine. Emi Ashiro won't lose to you. Then I'll ask. You said this is the 5th Holy Grail award. Then has anyone ever obtained the Holy Grail? Of course. A terrible event like that annihilation doesn't happen every time. Then... do not be hasty. It is easy to just obtain it. After all, the Holy Grail is tended to in this church. If you speak of just touching it, I touch it every day. The Holy Grail's like here? In this church? Of course, it is only the vessel. It is empty. Rin mentioned earlier that the Holy Grail is in its spirit form. What we maintain is a well-made replica of the Holy Grail. We use this as a catalyst to draw down the real Holy Grail and transform it into a grail that grants wishes. It is like the relationship between servants and masters. Yes, there was indeed a man who obtained the real grail, temporarily, using that method. Then was that grail real? No, actually, what happened to the guy that made it, who obtained it? Nothing. The Holy Grail was imperfectly completed. It was the work of a foolish man, affected by sentiment. With the previous pressure gone, the priest narrows his eyes as if in regret. What do you mean? Didn't the Holy Grail appear? It is easy to just make the Holy Grail appear. Once the 7 servants are present, the Holy Grail appears in time. As Rin said, there's no need to kill other masters. But that does not complete the Grail. That thing decides its own appropriate master, and thus it refused to be obtained by a man who avoided battles. That just means it's useless to obtain the Holy Grail without settling matches with the other masters. Oh man, I'm really tired now, guys. I'm a little out of practice. The master who first obtained the Holy Grail in the last war was just a chicken. He ran away from the Holy Grail saying that he didn't want to fight other masters. So saying, Josaka looks away from Kodamine. No way! Does that mean Kodamine was one of the masters in the last war, and retired because he refused to fight in spite of obtaining the Grail? Kodamine? You didn't fight? I did until halfway, but I made a bad decision. As a result, I only obtained an empty Holy Grail. Well, I guess that was my limit anyway. All the other masters were monstrous. I lost my servant first and was taken under my father's protection. Give me a sec. Nope, that didn't capture. Come to think of it, it was inappropriate for the son of a supervisor to be chosen as a master. Oh. Come to think of it, it was inappropriate for the son of a supervisor. Blah, blah, blah. Father died at that time. Since then, I have succeeded that role of the supervisor, and I protect the Holy Grail at this church. Saying that, the priest called Kodamine Kyrie turns around. Before him stands a symbol of worship. That is the end of our conversation. The only one qualified to obtain the Holy Grail are those who have servants. When there is only one of you left, the Holy Grail should naturally appear to you. Tell me your decision regarding whether you want to join this battle, the Holy Grail War, now. The priest requests my final decision. I'm at a loss for words. I had no reason to fight until just now. Now I have a reason to fight, and the will to fight. But Can I really accept this? Are you still undecided? Look, a master is not something you can be just because you want to. Rin has been training a long time as a mage, but it is not determined that she would be a master. All that could be decided beforehand was whether to prepare for it or not. Only mages are chosen as masters. If you are a mage, you should have been ready already. I guess it cannot be helped if you say you are not. You and your teacher were failures in that case. It is merely annoying for such a mage to be fighting, so get rid of your command spells now. There's no need to ask. I won't run away. Honestly, this Grail War and Master stuff doesn't even seem real to me. But still, if I must choose between fighting or running away, I will never run away. I will never stop going in. The priest said it as well. If I'm a mage, I should be ready. That's why I must decide. Even though I'm an amateur, Amiyashiro is a mage. If I have decided to become a superhero in the footsteps of Ame Kiritsugu, whom I've admired all this time, I will fight as a master. If the cause of the fire 10 years ago was the Holy Grail War, I can't let that happen again. As if he likes my answer, the priest smiles with satisfaction. I take a deep breath. I have cut away all hesitation. As a man, I said I will fight. So from now on, all I have to do is go forward with pride and refuse to go against my word. Then I shall approve you as Saber's master. In this instant, the Holy Grail War is accepted. I approve the battle in this town, from now until only one master remains. Everyone shall follow their pride and compete fully against each other. The priest's voice echoes heavily throughout the church. There's no meaning to that declaration. Only Tosaka and I heard the priest's words. This man merely rang the starting bell as the priest of this church. So it's decided. In that case, I'm going home. But may I ask you a question too? I don't mind. This might be your last chance, so I shall answer more questions. Most questions. Then I shall ask. Kyrie, you're the one in charge of overseeing this, so you should have information on the other masters. I followed the association's rules, so at least tell me what you know. That is troubling. I really want to tell you, but I do not know the details either. Including Amiyashiro, there are not many legitimate mages at this time. There are only 2 masters I know about. 3, if you include Amiyashiro. Oh, I see. Still, you should know the order in which they were summoned. You are the supervisor, after all. Berserker was first, Caster was second. The rest are pretty much the same. Archer was yesterday, and Saber was summoned a few hours ago. I see. Then that means... The Holy Grail War has officially started. Rin, you are not allowed to come to this church until the Holy Grail War is over. The only time it is permitted is... when I live as my servant and wish for protection, right? Should I pretty much get points deducted if I come here for any other reason? That is correct. You may become the victor, but the church will ignore the points deducted. They will take the Holy Grail away from you after a boring discussion. That would be the worst case scenario for me. You fake priest. The reason the side of the church is supporting the Mages Association? A person, whatever. I am serving God. That does not mean I am serving the church. Whatever. That's why you're fake. And Tosaka turns her back to the priest. After that, she just makes her way to the exit without saying goodbye. Hey, is that... Okay, Tosaka? You as your fellow people, right? So, like... shouldn't that be your proper farewell? I don't care. I feel rather relieved from breaking my ties with him. More importantly, you should leave too. You have no business here now. Tosaka walks across the floor without stopping and leaves for good. I sigh and follow her. And then I feel a presence behind me and turn around. The priest who's behind me before I know it is looking down at me. What? Do you have something else to say? I back off as I say so. Just as I thought, I don't like him. Maybe we're just incompatible or something, but I can't get myself to like him. If you don't have anything to say, I'm leaving. I make my way to the door, trying to escape his stare. As I go, Yorokabe Shonen, your wish will finally come true, the priest says as if declaring an oracle. Those words aren't those the true feelings I haven't yet realized? What are you saying all of a sudden? You should know, your wish will not come true unless there is clear evil. Even if it is not something you approve of, a superhero requires a villain to defeat. I feel like everything has turned black. The priest said it. The greatest wish and the ugliest wish I have are the same. Yes, the desire to protect something is at the same time none other than than the wish for something to violate. But there's no way I wish for something like that. I don't remember a moment I've wished for that. Such an insecure wish. Just means the target ideals are inconsistent. But the priest says so as if to pierce my heart. Good thing you have an enemy now. No, you do not have to gloss over it. Your worries are normal for a human being. The priest smiles. I shake off the priest's words and walk to the door. Farewell, Emiya, Shiro. This will be my last warning, but take care on your way home. Your world will change completely from now on. You are now at the point of kill or be killed. You are now a master. He says so as I quickly make my way out. And once again, after that cheery talk, I do believe I've ended this episode in this exact same place when we were doing the Fate route, but we've hit our hour mark, so yeah. I do have one smallish announcement before I leave. It's a little awkward to acknowledge this, but if anybody saw, I tried to do a little bit of an extra stream in Subnautica a little bit ago. It didn't go well, and considering that and my few other tries to do something, let's say, complex, have ended in complications in one way or another. So I've decided from now until things change a little bit more, we're just kind of gonna stick with VNs. I theoretically have the next one I planned out after the last route and Fate's Day Night, but we don't need to worry about that right now. Just as much as I want to be playing other games and doing other things for you guys, it's just not feasible. Not as feasible as I want it to be. So, yeah. For now, we're just doing VNs here until we can get better. But yeah. With that out of the way, I hope you guys have a great rest of your week, I guess, until I see you next time. And, take care of yourselves. Later.